Hey there, welcome everyone. Bronco with Bronco's Gaming World. We're back with another unboxing. And I'm looking at Shadows of Brimstone Swamps of Death Revised Edition. I'm super excited about this one, as Shadows of Brimstone is one of my favorite games. And the stuff that comes in this box set is absolutely fantastic. Totally worth the money that you would pay. And I'm going to show it to you right now. So here, amazing box art on the outside of the box here. Looks really solid, pretty cool. This is pretty much what you can expect from all the artwork and stuff that they give you for Shadows of Brimstone products. And we'll be doing some more unboxing videos on some other Shadows of Brimstone products. But the artwork is fantastic, just like pretty much everything else for this game. Here's the back of the box. The back of the box shows you everything that you get. Look at the contents list. It is absolutely insane, the amount of stuff you get. It's a game for 1 to 4 players, age 15 plus. I've played this game with my 13-year-old daughter. She did just fine. 90 to 180 minutes, that's questionable. Cool part again, just like the other Flying Frog games, you get a cool CD soundtrack with it. I'll show that to you. And here's all the cards, a little bit of smattering of the cards and other things that you'll get in the box set. Especially look at the models that you'll get. And I will show you the sheer massive volume of models that you get in this box set. So here we go. We're going to flip it back over. And we're going to take a look at what we get inside this box. So here we go. Be prepared for the screeching noise of the box lid coming off. We got away with it. No problem. Alright, so here we go. Right out of the box, you get a package of models. I've already opened the top, but I haven't actually pulled them out to look at them, so we're going to take a look at them right now. You get here a bunch of bases that you will use for all your various models. Very, very nice. Here is one sprue of models. It looks like some of the ghost dead guys. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but you get some of them here. You get the ever-present tentacles. Looks like a slasher here. They come in like multi-part kits. Pretty simple to put together. They're really, really basic. And then you get what looks like a hellbat here on this sprue. And I think that all of these sprues have the same stuff on them. It does appear so. But this is just a smattering of the mountain of models that you're going to get in this box set. And here's your third sprue of miniatures that you get for this game. Shadows of Brimstone being a dungeon crawl type game, similar to those, if you're familiar with like Warhammer Quest, Descent, those kind of games. Not quite so much like Gloomhaven, but still kind of a role-playing / miniatures dungeon crawler, fantastic game. So here is the big monster enemy that you get in this box set. Pull his bag open here and take a look at him. Like I said, you get, this is your extra large enemy, your epic threat, I think is what they call them. And here is his sprue for his kit that you get in the starter set. Fine detail, easy kits to put together. They're all pegs and slots, so no problem putting them together. You get these big cool wings that you'll get to paint. The models are just for a miniature dungeon crawler game. The models are fantastic. They're not. I mean, they're not like top of the line like Games Workshop stuff, but they're really close if you ask me. Especially to like your like mid to late 2000s GW stuff. I'd say they're kind of in that ballpark. All right, and here's the last sprue, guys, which I believe are your heroes. In this set, you get a rancher, the preacher, a lawman, and the Indian scout as the heroes you get. They do sell an alternate gender pack for them, which gets you one of the coolest heroes in the game, which is the female version of the preacher, which is the nun, and she comes sporting a shotgun, so you get the nun with a shotgun. one of the other just cool things about Shadows of Brimstone. You get all sorts of cool stuff like that. All right, so you also get in this box set, you get directions and how to build all the models. Pretty self-explanatory, super easy. Tells you everything that you need to actually assemble the kit. Nothing on the back of that, but super helpful, really easy. All right, so here you get the ever-present Flying Frog production catalog, which if you do take a spin through it, boy, do they have a lot of really, really good stuff. Like I already showed you guys the Touch of Evil, and they are other guys who made Last Night on Earth. I know a lot of folks are familiar with that game. All the expansions. Age from Outer Space, haven't played that one yet. There's the Touch of Evil 10-year anniversary that I talked about in my previous unboxing. There's Touch of Evil and the hero packs and expansions for it. So pretty cool stuff just to look through that book. Here you go. You get the fully color adventure book. Ooh, did you hear that nice snap on the new binding? I haven't opened it yet. It gives you all the missions and how to do all the character advancements for the heroes you get. Like I said, it's kind of like a role-playing game, dungeon crawler. It's a game that you can sit and just throw down and play, or it's a game you can play, long-term, growing in experience and following your character until the end. And here's your rule book. Again, full color, great description, gives you everything that you need. Honestly, these games, I can't really say a bad thing about them. They have so much, to some degree, it's almost too much. So part of the things that you get for the role-playing aspect is you get like a frontier town. It's a place that you can go and purchase more stuff for your heroes, things like that. These are like events and good or bad things that can happen to you when you go to the town. There's an injury chart in case you get a guy hurt during a game. I think on the backside is a madness chart because there's also like sanity, like any kind of like Call of Cthulhu like game. It's similar to that. That's why that's one of the reasons why the game really appeals to me. You get additional cards for the town that you would go to, and then you get cards for all of the locations. They give you little charts for what happens when you go there and stuff on the back that tells you what you can buy there. And here's the locations you can get. You can go to a saloon, the general store, a frontier outpost, a doc's office, a church, and a blacksmith. And every town that you build could be completely different depending on how you actually roll it up. And there's rules in the main set for doing that as well. So here you get the hero and enemy cards, I believe, are what's here. So here is the hero card for the preacher. And it gives you everything you need. There's your nun with a shotgun on the back. On the back here. But the stats and everything are the same, male or female. It does not matter. So you get your preacher, Indian scout, rancher, and your lawman. And all their abilities, all their stats, everything that you need to play the game. And then they also give you cards for the bad guys. Here's your extra large enemy. It is your harbinger, slashers, hellbats, the hungry dead. That's what the ghost looking dudes are. Tentacles, corpse piles. I don't think you get any miniatures for those. All right, so you get those cards there. They're pretty decent card stock. They're not like super hard, but they're good. They'll last. They'll take a little bit of a beating. Here's your CD with your musical ambiance. Woo-hoo. They give you a bunch of dice here, and then you get your special, they call it a peril dice. It's a special dice used just for the Shadows of Brimstone games. All right, you also get piles and piles of card packs to use during your game to help expand your adventures. On the very top, you see it's the encounters right here on the very top. And we're going to crack this open and take a look and see what we get here. Again, I haven't actually cracked this open. I'm just now taking a look at it, so bear with me. All right, so here's all of your encounters. There's a good number of those. Put those down here. And you get your encounter cards. And your encounter cards during the game, they kind of just, it's kind of the way you have a different adventure every single time you play the game because you just don't know what crazy encounters are going to come up on you. So you get a good selection of encounters, and typically during the game those would be just drawn at random. You also get a pair of world cards, because in Shadows of Brimstone you can travel to, they call them other worlds. It's like traveling to different dimensions. So you get a mines, and you get the Swamps of Jargano in this one. They also give you a bunch of gear, which is stuff that your heroes during the game can find at random during encounters and other things. Things such as bandages, whiskey and dynamite, journal pages from former adventurers, maps, picks, axes, guns, all sorts of things. And these are all things that you would be able to potentially find in an adventure in Shadows of Brimstone. And the last part of this pack is the map deck for the Swamps of Jargano. And I believe it is the map deck for the mines that you get. So you get, for the mines and the swamps. It shows you what tiles you get, maybe a special encounter that you would have to play if you pulled that card, etc., etc. It's amazing, the amount of stuff that you get here. So this is another pack. It looks like you might get some artifacts. I think it also gives you some, just some cards that give you information about the tokens and stuff that they have in the game. That's what these top ones are here. You get some cards that tell you about the tokens and rules for the game. So they're quick reference, little quick reference cards, which are nice and handy to have, you know, just to hand out to the players and have them available just in case you have any rules question. Those are right there. It's super easy. So here are the encounters. The other encounter deck was for the mines. These are the encounter cards for the Swamps of Jargano, the other world here. So they give you a full set of encounter cards for both of the other worlds that you can play out of this main core starter box set. And here's all the cards you get for that. You also get a bunch of threat cards. This is how you find out what bad guys are going to come attack you. So the first stack here I'm going to show you is the epic threats, which are going to be the Harbinger. He's your main epic threat, and then it says these cards may have you throw out a bunch of other guys. You also can get a whole bunch of slashers, or the Harbinger, or just a whole pile of, they call them elite threat cards, so just even tougher bad guys. Then you get high threats, depending on the number of players you have. It'll tell you whether you use what threat levels you use. High threats are if you're playing with 5 or 6 players, and here's all the monsters and bad guys that could show up in a high threat draw. Medium threats, that's for your 3 to 4 heroes, unless you're feeling froggy and you can do whatever you want. But here's your medium threat, and then your low threat are going to be for those of us who are playing with only 1 or 2 heroes. You would use your low threat deck. That way you don't get overwhelmed and the game doesn't bog down and break on you because you're just getting your butt kicked the whole time. Some more cool things that your adventurers can find. Artifacts for the Swamps of Jargano. So you travel to another world, you'll find some cool stuff. There's your artifacts that you might pick up throughout your adventures in Jargano. There's a mechanic in the game called Growing Dread. It's all part of trying to hold back all the crazy evils in the universe. You have to, from time to time, you will come across the need to put one of these into play. You would draw it at random. You get, I think, 7 of them here. They can be totally 100% combined with any other Shadows of Brimstone product. So the Forbidden Fortress box set and the City of Ancients, they all work together. You can put if you're crazy, you could just throw them all into one big blob and have the craziest game that you could ever ask for. Here you get mine artifacts, because even in the mines, there's really cool stuff that you might be able to find. Your adventurers can gather and grab those. So again, they give you cards for all of that stuff. Super in-depth, all sorts of things that you get in this box set. All right, here's the last pack here. Looks like some treasure cards and some side bag things that allow you to put your tokens that you'll get during the game. Tells you how many that your character can actually take and carry with you. It's a nice little thing, especially in like one-off games. So here's your side bag. It tells you you can carry up to 7 things, 5 to start, and you can expand it up to 7. But it's cool to have a little card that just shows you that. So here's your Otherworld threat deck. So if you're in the Swamps of Jargano, you're going to have these threats come at you instead of the regular colored threat cards. You also get another component in the game is darkness cards. Again, your heroes trying to fight back against the evils of the universe. Well, the evils of the universe have darkness on their side, and from time to time as the game progresses, you may have to play one of those cards. They could be a whole variety of them, so there'll be something different every single time. All right, your preacher, he has sermons, which are kind of like, they operate kind of like spells in the Shadows of Brimstone universe. So your preacher will get a variety of sermons that he can cast throughout the game. And he will also have 3 different special abilities that he gets to choose from one of them at the beginning of the game. You have the Indian Scout, same thing. He has 3 different versions of abilities that he can have at the beginning of the game. You pick one, so you get all 3. You get 3 of those. Rancher, same thing. Lawman, same thing. Each character comes with a set of starting gear. You get starting gear cards, and they will tell you exactly who they go to. So you get a lantern. The leader always has to have it, so that you know who's in the dark and who's not. Sheriff's badge, those are things for the lawman. The peacekeeper pistol, the holy book for your preacher, the redemption shotgun for your preacher. Rancher gets a hunting rifle, and your Indian Scout gets the Indian hatchet and the carbine. So cool things that they give you right out of the box. Get your heroes going. Again, very role-playing game-like, but rapidly fast, so that you're not just sitting around goofing for forever trying to get a game together. Each character also will have access to 1 personal item. You typically draw that at random. This box set gives you a handful of different ones that it could possibly be. There's a mechanic called Scavenge. You get a bunch of Scavenge cards. 33% of the time you find something good. 33% of the time you don't find nothing. 33% of the time you find something bad. It's a cool mechanic. There's abilities as the game goes on that you benefit from doing more and more scavenging. And then you get loot cards every time you defeat enemies in Shadows of Brimstone. You draw loot cards, and that's how you find cool products or gain gold or Darkstone, which is a pretty important thing in the Shadows of Brimstone universe. Alright, well that's it for all of the cards and everything and all the miniatures. But wait, there's more, because hidden on the bottom of this box set is a absolute massive vat of tokens and map tiles and everything. Sorry about that, I moved my camera. You get an absolute massive vat of tokens and tiles that you get to use during your game. So they put that on the bottom and kind of sneakily hide it on you. But there is piles and piles and piles of tokens in here. So they're nicely, easily punched out. So you've got your wounds, sanity, all of your side bag tokens, bunch of damage wounds, tokens for anytime you need to randomly pick a hero or character, some random little extra things that you might want to include in your game as like special objectives or whatever. So you get one of those. You get your mine entry card. You get your depth track, again, just like I showed in the Touch of Evil video. They use this as a timer. It shows you how far into the mines or wherever you were, what other world you're in, you were, and there's where the darkness, the evil is. And at some point you're going to cross paths, and the farther this goes down, the closer it is to losing. It escapes the mine or the entrance, and your posse will lose the game. These little spots here where you get the darkness cards that come into play, the growing dread cards come into play there too. So this is a little timekeeper mechanic. It gives you the tokens to how to determine what is in the actual mine that you're in. Grit is a reroll mechanic. These are things that you use to identify Darkstone. Corruption is another part of the role-playing aspect. You get too much corruption, you can get mutations on your characters. Then you get other things like these are more additional map tiles. These are elite tokens so that you can identify elite monsters. Additionally, more map tiles, more side bag tokens, more map tiles, some dead body tokens, because every once in a while some of the missions may need bodies. The little end caps here will help you block off the sections of the map that are closed off and don't have walkways or entrances. Little barrels and stuff just for added aesthetic. Maybe some part of an objective for the game as well. Again, more map tiles, more. These are gates here, gates that lead you to another world. Also, on the back, there is the mine on one side, and on the back, you get the Swamps of Jargano on the other. So, and that's like that on all the map tiles. It'll be two different things. So here, again, you get some additional, more map tiles, more side bag tokens. Looks like some other tokens that may identify people getting bonuses or hindrances throughout the game. Again, here is the Swamps of Jargano map section. It's another one. The faith is the like mana. Like if you've ever played any kind of game where you use mana, faith is kind of the same representation as mana for the preacher. Again, map tiles, gates. I don't even know, corpse piles. There's your corpse pile markers, and your Swamps of Jargano on the other side. And the last tile, again, more random map tiles, depending on what you end up drawing, will be completely random. Some other cards that are tokens that may identify something special in the mine. And on the other side, you've got your Swamps of Jargano tile. So, guys, Shadows of Brimstone, man. This game is freaking amazing. It can be big, it can be small. One of these box sets retails $120. You can find it on like Miniature Market for a little bit less. Any of your local game shops can order it for you. They've got an absolute epic ton of both large and small expansions. Their smaller expansions are very affordable. They come in around $20. There's a ton of other heroes you can get for Shadows of Brimstone outside of the core box sets. I think those run about $20 a piece. I'm going to do a handful of other unboxing videos for some other Shadows of Brimstone products I have. Most of them are just going to be short ones, looking at like a model pack or some card expansions. But Shadows of Brimstone, guys, the models are great. The map tiles are really cool. They all kind of they piece together like puzzle pieces, so they're really easy to handle and deal with. The card stock is pretty solid. It's not going to just fall apart. You know, it's not made of some piece of crap. It's going to stay together. The cards for the actual playing cards are decent. They're similar to the Touch of Evil cards. I think that they're actually not quite as good as those. Like I said before, the actual miniatures are excellent. Easy to put together, easy to paint. They look cool when they're painted. Man, even for like a miniature wargamer guy, the models and stuff for Shadows of Brimstone are fantastic. And I think any kind of miniature modeler, you know, enthusiast would really like Shadows of Brimstone. It's a cool game, and you get cool models, and it's a light role playing game, so even like your kids could get into it a little bit. It's fantastic, guys. I appreciate you watching the unboxing here of Swamps of Death for Shadows of Brimstone. Please, if you enjoyed the unboxing here, please like and subscribe and comment on the video if there's anything that you think I could do better or worse, or anything I could maybe do in a future unboxing video. Let me know. Check out my Twitch streams. I stream on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Typically right now I'm doing a bunch of living card games, Lord of the Rings, Marvel Champions, and Arkham Horror. Check those out on Twitch under Broncos Gaming World. You can follow me on Twitter at Broncos Gaming World, late to the game 06, or on Facebook at Broncos Gaming World. Everybody, thank you so much for checking out this unboxing video, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.